What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Realistic here in Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. You are stuck with me for tonight. It is Peformance in the AlphaTauri who's going to be the first driver to set a lap. And there's no messing around with the AlphaTauri driver. Straight down towards turn 1. Oh, he just slips and slides, just loses the rears as he came through turn 1. He's still going for it though, and he wouldn't have lost too much time. Let me know if you can hear everything okay. Mad G back on the grid in that Aston Martin. I know that Ty's, Tiesta and Mad G, I think they are taking engine penalties. Fan for this on a lap. Sorry, I'm just trying to get internet here. So, Peformance in the AlphaTauri went up to P2, 132.42.4. Super Turbo went fastest, a 142.3 in the Haas. But Niels Hendrick in the Mercedes comes through with a 141.9. But we have two absolute flying McLarens. And it is going to be Sendro that hits the line first. Maxi Block is out in the pit lane. And Sendro coming down towards the line. This is going to be quick from the Papaya. And it's at 140.1. What about his teammate? The two drivers from Norway locking out the McLarens. And into the pit lane he goes. And that is Roy Capens just starting his flying lap. The Ferrari driver of Dennis is going to be next. Let's see what the Scuderia can do. Dennis, the Belgian driver, to the line at 140.3. The championship is absolutely heating up. And B right at 140.9 for the Red Bull driver. 6 tenths off the pace of the Ferrari with 12 minutes of this qualifying session remaining. Fear Jack in the Williams is also on a flying lap. Kim's on an out lap, but Royks in the Aston Martin is now on a lap. So, I'm just going to look for something. There we go, it might work now. Let's just check. There, that looks like it's working now. Beautiful. Just getting the track map up. Peoples. Okay, we are good to go. So Roy is coming down through turn 20 down towards the line, and the Aston Martin driver goes up to P4, a 1:41.3. And then the Mercedes of T-Tail Nick is going into the pit lane as he slows down. Kim De-Boom, the South Korean driver, the number 30 car off the Haas. Just coming through the middle sector, but he has backed out. Now we do have Panda back on the grid in the Red Bull. He is on an outlap. The man that is feared the most. But another driver that is feared is Fear Jack in the Williams. Down to the line, a 1:43.2 for the Williams driver. So Kim will have to go again, but it will be Panda just in front of him that will set the precedence with 10 minutes to go here in Azerbaijan. All to play for, all to go for. 9 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. It is the first short qualifying session of the season. Unfortunately, I was called into action very, very last minute. And I had to jump on comms. Unfortunately, I've got plans, I've got things to do. Plus Manchester City are playing Real Madrid tonight. Yeah, I cannot miss it. So I've had to change my whole plans to make sure that the race goes ahead and you guys have got a race. And that's the only way I could sort of juggle it around. So Panda will start his flying lap. So I do apologise for any of the drivers having to do short qualifying tonight. It was just the sort of in-between to make the race happen as well. So Panda in the Red Bull coming through turn 2. He's got that Mercedes in front of him just moving out of the way. But Panda 2000 coming down the DRS straight towards turn 3. And right over the curb there, really close to the wall as he comes through in towards turn 4. Nice and easy out of there and down towards sector 2, and then he'll hit turn 5 and 6. Over the curb at 5, really tight to the chicane at 6. Purple sector 1 for the Red Bull driver as he shoots down towards turn 7. Over the curb at turn 7 for the Oracle Red Bull driver. Now down into the castle section. Very tricky part of the circuit, but that is perfection at his finest. But he slipped. The rears did slip. He's probably still going to be very quick, the Norwegian driver. But Panda did make a slight mistake through the castle section. Down towards turn 15 we go, and then in towards sector 3 at turn 16. The Red Bull driver of Panda 2000 Junior in towards turn 18 and 19. We had a huge crash here last season on the bend of turn 19 that caused a massive pile up. And here comes Panda with that DRS enabled, that rear wing open as he shoots down towards the start finish line, and it's a 1:40.0. He made a slight mistake, but it did not cost him too much. Maggi with that engine penalty, retiring from the Grand Prix. Henke is now on a lap as well as he comes through sector 1. The McLaren driver will stay on board with the other Norwegian, 3 Norwegian drivers on the grid tonight. Seven minutes to go. So down towards turn 15 we go. Or it's actually 14 and then 15. Oh, that was such a nice line through there from Henke. He's a fantastic driver. I'm just going to turn the audio down one setting, just so the onboards are not too loud. On board with Henke now, and he's going to try and compete with his teammate. Can they make it a 1-2-3 for Norway? And they do, and it's a 1:39.9 from CPI Henke in the McLaren. And they are on top form. It's Norway that takes the centre stage with a 1-2-3 here in Baku. And it's a McLaren 1-2. Where did that come from? From Senjo, a 1:39.7. They could lock out the front row here. They are on fire. TTL Nick went up to P8 in the Mercedes. Tice has finally retired in the Alpine. Kim De-Boom coming in towards turn 16 at sector 3. UFRL Merckx, who's been a godsend for them, and the Ferrari of Dennis, the Belgium, has gone a 1:39.5. They are turning up the heat with 5 minutes to go. TTL Nick did go up to P6. Royx is in P7 at the moment. He is improving. Niels Hendrik also on a lap. UFRL Merckx is down on his lap time. Kim is coming in towards turn 1 for his flying lap. So there's a lot of drivers now trying to set their lap times. I think Merckx, he's down, so it is going to be Royx next in the Aston Martin. There is yellow flags. I think that's just drivers moving out of the way. With 4.5 minutes to go here in Azerbaijan. And Royx goes back up to P6 with a 1:41.1. The lap times are so close here. And that is a Red Bull driver. I think that's B right, just coming out in front of Royx. Luckily Royx is not on a lap. Niels Hendrik in the Mercedes has made a mistake, he's invalidated it. What about Kim in the Haas? Is he improving as he comes out of turn 12? Down towards turn 15 for Fairjack. For Kim. And there is a Mercedes and a Ferrari. That is Niels Hendrik who's invalidated it. That's Dennis going into the pit lane. Maxi Walk is retired. I think he's took his engine penalty. But we will stay on board with the South Korean driver to see what he can do. It's going to be very difficult for these Haas cars tonight, especially with so many straight lines. He's already running low on ERS. I think he's going to go into the pit lane. Has he got enough time to get back out? Though I don't think so. It's going to be extremely close if he does get back out. So all the drivers are either in the pit lane or on an out lap with 3 minutes to go. So it's anybody's guess who's going to take pole position here. Super Turbo just starting his flying lap, so we'll go on board with him. Henke is now back on an outlap. I think B Wright's on a flyer. He is, but he is just behind Super Turbo, so we'll go back on board with the San Marino driver. And Super Turbo is improving as he slips and slides through turn 6. And a lot of the drivers with 2 minutes to go are going to try and put it all on the line. Haas are down in P11 and P13. Remember, a couple of drivers with engine penalties. He just scrapes the wall, takes it a little bit deep at the top of the hill. And Super Turbo will not be happy with that. What about B Wright in the Red Bull? He's just coming through the castle section, a little bit wide there. But he'll still carry that momentum and that pace. As I think Super Turbo has backed out. He has. So he will try and go again. But here comes B Wright in the Red Bull in towards turn 16. And the Haas driver of Super Turbo just moving out of the way. Every driver is on an outlap now. B Wright is improving his 3 tenths up. But it's not even going to be enough to gain in one position if that's all he's going to make up. He is 9 tenths off his teammate at the moment. It's Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen-esque here in Baku. Here comes B Wright down towards the line. Goes the triple world champion. B Wright to the line. It's a 140.6. He does not gain any positions here. Fear Jack is 3 tenths up, but he's invalidated it. He's out of ERS, and the Williams driver can do no more here in Baku. All the other drivers are on out laps. I think it's going to be Merckx that sets his first. No, there is a McLaren just in front of him. That is CPI Henke. So we go on board. Can he get pole position? 30 seconds of this qualifying session remain. Henke in the McLaren. Up the DRS straight towards turn 3. We'll see a lot of overtakes here this evening. Henke over the curb at turn 3 and in towards turn 4. Really nice line from the papaya down towards turn 5 and sector 2. He's 1.2 tenths up, and it's a purple sector 1 for the McLaren. The checkered flag has waved here in Azerbaijan. This is it. Who will take pole position here in round 16 for Formula 7 Realistic? Through the castle section goes the McLaren. That is magnificent. You could not have got that better as he went up the hill at the castle section. In towards turn 14 and 15 we go. Down towards turn 16 and the start of sector 3. Over the curb goes the McLaren driver. And into sector 3, he's 1.6 tenths up. That is going to take him around his teammates' time. Who is going to come out at the top of the Norwegians? The checkered flag has waved. Super Turbo and Fear Jack can do no more. Henke going very tight to the wall. TTL Nick in the Mercedes has crashed it in the castle section. Henke is coming through. Remember, he will not ghost. Here comes Henke down towards the line. It's a 1:39.7. He has got in front of his teammate just about. Here comes Merckx in the Williams. Can he improve from P11? The 2 Red Bulls are coming. Merckx goes, stays P11. B Right has been overtaken by his teammate Panda. He gave him slipstream. Panda takes pole. Provisional pole at the moment. The AlphaTauri of Fanfitness is going to be next with the Haas of Kim De-Boom coming through. B Right retires in P5. Fanfitness stays P9. The Aston Martin of Roy Capenza is going to be next. Henke Central's gone back in front of Henke. Dennis is in P2 with a 1:39.5. Roy in the Aston Martin goes up to P6. But Panda with the slipstream takes pole here in Baku. Panda Jr., what a lap. A 1:39.4 in the Red Bull here in Baku, takes pole position. Starting on the front row of the grid alongside him is the Ferrari driver of Dennis. On the second row of the grid, it's an all-Norwegian lockout and an all-McLaren lockout of Senjo and Henke in P3 and P4. B Right in the Red Bull in P5, Roy Capenza in the Aston Martin in P6. On the fourth row of the grid is Niels Hendrik in the Mercedes and his teammate of TTL Nick in the other Merc in P8. Fanfitness in the AlphaTauri in P9 and Super Trubo with a super lap in the Haas in the top 10. Then come the 2 Williams in P11 and 12, so they've got good starting positions for today's race. And then Kim De-Boom ties Maxibok and Mad G, 3 of them drivers with engine penalties. Here we go, this is it for round 16 here at Formula 7 Racing. And it's lights out and away we go. Panda gets a good start. Dennis is trailing. The two McLarens coming towards turn 1. Senjo stays in front. It's Henke. Niels Hendrick gets to overtake on Roy Benz in the Aston Martin. The Mercedes has gained a position. Down the inside comes Roy to try and get the move back. Senjo Panda is being overtaken by the two McLarens. The driver that started on pole position is down to P5 and his teammate is already through. Niels Hendrick and Roy Benz scrapping it out as they go down in towards turn 3. Wheel to wheel go the Aston Martin and the Mercedes, but Roy comes out just in front. Fanfurness in the AlphaTauri trying to lunge down the inside of TTL Nick as he just clips off Super Turbo. Max Mock in the Ferrari already up 4 positions and through the two Williams drivers of Fear Jack and UFRL Mercs. Ty stays in position, Kim down 2, Mad G stays in position in the Aston Martin, but it's Dennis, the Belgian driver in the Scuderia Ferrari, that stays in the lead on lap 1 as we go in through the castle section. Senjo and Henke making up positions as Panda loses 4 off the start grid. Unbelievable start here in Azerbaijan. Niels Hendrick up 1 position, but Panda from pole position is down 4 places in that Red Bull. He's still trailing on the back of his teammate as they come through turn 15. Thijs Chester in the Alpine, right on the tail of UFRL Mercs. In that slipstream go the drivers. Dennis just trying to pull away from the other drivers. The two McLarens trailing him as they come down the pit straight. No DRS as of yet. The two McLarens have used quite a bit of ERS as Senjo chases down Dennis in the slipstream as that Ferrari just breaks the air in front of the Papaya. TTL Senjo in the McLaren still chasing him down. What a race, what a battle here on lap 2. And a few changes in the grid order. But still we have an AlphaTauri in P9. Maximock in the Ferrari now up to P10. Dennis in towards turn 3 we go. Cutting it very fine to the wall. So the Belgian driver leads to the two Norwegians in the McLarens. And then comes the Bristol-born British driver of B-Right with his teammate, another Norwegian driver in P5. Then we have the 2 Dutchies, 3 Dutchies, 4 Dutchies, and a Belgian driver in at the top 10. Through the castle section they go. Fantastic driving here. But when will Senjo look to open up this circuit here and make that overtake as they go in towards turn 15? The McLaren will be eyeing up that move on the back of that Ferrari driver as they come out of turn 16. And look at this, they have got all eyes set on that Ferrari in front of TTL Dennis. Just unbelievable how close to the wall they go through there and the pace they show as they come through that sector. Senjo is losing a little bit of time to that Ferrari in front. That is not what he would have wanted. Oh, and that's Panda into the pit lane. Does he have damage? Panda in the Red Bull is into the pits. He's got in a new front wing. I didn't even know he had wing damage, so that must have been at the start of this Grand Prix. Panda in the Red Bull is into the pits. Onto the hard compound tyres he goes. DRS is now enabled. We'll start to see the McLarens close that gap. So Dennis has got to do what Dennis does at this point. Let's have a look at the tyres. So every single driver started on the mediums, barring Maxi Block in the Ferrari who started on the softs. And Mad G in the Aston Martin also had to pit there. Did he have damage? Kim is on the back of Fear Jack. And Maxibot's still... Oh! Maxibot's clattered into the Haas of Super Turbo. No, it was the AlphaTauri of Fanfurness. He smashed into the back of him, was late on the brakes. Fanfurness losing the rears at the top of the castle section. And the AlphaTauri driver just struggling with their medium tyres. Did he get rear wing damage from that clatter from the Ferrari in towards turn 8? CPI Henke right on the tail of Senjo. These McLarens need to start working together with that DRS now to try and catch up to that Ferrari. So here they go. This is what they need to do. Henke will be let through by his teammate. He will open that rear wing as he's done. And the two McLarens trade places on lap 4. And they will close that gap down a little bit. Fanfrenes still on the back of TTL Nick. Here comes Kim de Boom on Merckx. And Kim is through on the Williams driver. Can the Williams come back down the inside? He does go back down the inside. And Fear Jack is not giving up that move easily to the Haas of Kim de Boom. Oh, the Williams made a slight mistake and he's right opened the door to the Haas. And say you can come right back. And this is a fantastic squabble between the drivers for P14. So the Ferrari leads. He's 1.1 in front of Henke. Norway v Belgium. Can he get back within that DRS range? 22 laps to go. And he is just going to miss out. Senjo is going to go through. This is going to massively benefit the two McLarens as Senjo goes back through on his teammate. And he will now chase down that Ferrari. And Royks goes through on Niels Hendrick, the Aston Martin driver, on the Mercedes. What about Fear Jack? Is he going to try again on Kim de Boom? Here comes the Williams. Merckx and Tyser into the pit lane on lap 5. Here comes the Williams on Kim de Boom. Merckx will go round the outside. He's going to go for the move. Wheel to wheel, side by side. But Merckx is through on Fear Jack. Can Fear Jack come back down the inside in towards turn 2? The Haas and the Williams still side by side. And the Williams does get a good exit. But there's nothing to separate them here in Baku. Literally wheel to wheel as they shoot down the DRS straight. The Williams has that rear wing open and will get that little bit of benefit and come out on top. What a scrap for P11. So the McLarens have still got a bit of work to do to get within that DRS range. We are on lap 5 of 26. So still all to play for. So here comes Henke once more. The two McLarens are probably going to trade places for the 3rd consecutive lap in a row, and Henke will move back up to P2, and they should be a little bit closer to that Ferrari. But Dennis is on fire here. He really is. He's doing a tremendous job. Tito Nick on the back of his teammate of Niels Hendrick, and Panda, after that huge damage at the start of this race, is now chasing down the Haas. He will have a lot more pace. Tito Nick still on the tail of his teammate, and you look at Niels Hendrick, he's hardly got any battery left, whereas in Tito Nick is practically full. He's got full battery. What about Henke? Dennis has used a lot of battery as well. That is Panda that is through on Kim. No messing around from the Red Bull driver on the Haas. And Panda is through and up to P12. TTL Nick still chasing down his Mercedes teammate, who just slips and slides as he comes through turn 7. Into the castle section. He's hit the wall. He's hit the wall and he is round. Niels Hendrick has made a huge mistake. And into the wall he goes. That is a safety car. It's brought out a safety car. That is unbelievable. The Mercedes driver has got no front wing and it's brought out a full course safety car here in Baku. So every single driver pits on lap 7, and that has benefited a lot of drivers. Panda did stay out though. That is a big call from the Red Bull driver. He's probably expecting something else before the end of this Grand Prix. Mad G will be back within the pack now. So, safety car is out. We are halfway through lap 8. It's not what the drivers would have wanted at this stage of the race. But it does mean that that is their one stop completed, and they should be good. They shouldn't have to pit again, but you never know what will happen here in Baku. If a safety car came out from one little tap through the castle section, it don't look good for the rest of the race. But the 16 drivers that we do have on the grid are very, very good drivers. So, safety car is coming in this lap, and we are about to go racing once again. The Ferrari driver will lead the safety car restart, and it's going to get very tasty going down in towards turn 1. It is Dennis that leads to Henke, to Be Right, to Sendro. Remember, the two McLarens did have to double stack, and they have lost the position. Royk's in P5, and the Ferrari of Dennis will leave it as late as possible. You see the Haas there, Super Duo, alongside Maxi, just waiting. Vanfinis is there as well. There's Panda just slowing down. Dennis is still weaving. He is still weaving, and Henke's got to be careful not to go alongside him here, because Dennis is entitled to keep his tyres warm. He is controlling the restart pace, and off he goes. That was a great restart from Dennis as they go down towards turn 1. They're all bundled up as they go in towards the first chicane. The McLaren, the Aston, the Mercedes, the Red Bull, the Ferrari, the Alpha Tauri, as they all shoot through. That was a Williams, that was an Aston Martin that got tangled up. Tyres, Fairjack, Mad G goes through. Tyres is going to look up the inside, and the Alpine driver did have a little bit of a squabble. The Haas driver is at the back. It is Henke that's still chasing down Dennis in the Ferrari. He got a great exit through turn 2. And the Papaya is right on his tail. Be Right is there. So is Senjo, Royks, TTL, Nick and Panda. Maximock in the Ferrari is shaking off the House of Super Turbo. And Fearjack is out, and that's another safety car. I don't know what happened to Fearjack there, but he is out of this Grand Prix, and that's another safety car. The one night I really didn't want safety cars, because they're just so long, especially considering City and Real Madrid is in 18 minutes. But yeah, that is a safety car, guys. So the safety car is out here, guys, on lap 10 of 26. There is still a lot of the race to go, but it is Dennis that still leads. Does Panda take the opportunity to pit? Probably not, but it could be a good strategy at that point. Just bear with me, guys. I'm going to grab a drink whilst the safety car's out. So the safety car should be in at the end of this lap. It is Dennis, the Belgian driver, in the Ferrari that leads. CPI Henke, the Norwegian, in P2 in the McLaren. And B. Wright, the British driver, in P3 in the Red Bull. That is your top three. One Ferrari, one McLaren, one Red Bull. Then the Aston Martin in P5, the Mercedes in P6. We do have an AlphaTauri and a Haas in the top 10 as well. And a Williams of Merckx, who's been very consistent for the Williams team this season. I can see this being a great ending to this race. So it should be very interesting. The safety car is in this lap. Here we go. We are about to go racing once more here in Baku on lap 11. Dennis will lead the way again. He will weave and wave. How are you doing, Sam the man? He will weave. He will control the pace of this restart as he always does. So Panda is on significantly older tyres than the rest of the grid. And Dennis will slow the pace down and off he goes. And Henke caught out again, could not stay with him. And this is going to be close. Here comes the Aston Martin down the inside of the McLaren. The wheel to wheel. Wrights is going for the move. Cheeky by the Aston Martin, but just could not make it stick. The Mercedes of Nick is there. Panda on the back of Maxi Block. Ties his through on Mad G. The Alpine on the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin just struggling. He's now got Kim de Boom on the back of him. Niels Hendrick on the back of Super Turbo. That Haas has got some great straight line speed as he go down towards turn 2. He's going to try and go round the outside. The AlphaTauri is there. Ties his through on Merckx in the Williams down the inside. He goes. Ties TS30 Season 6. Got a world champion making moves at the back of this grid. Maxi Block in the Ferrari, remember, is on medium compound tyres. CBI Henke still chasing down Dennis. And through the castle section they go. What a camera angle that. You know, out of every single track, the camera angle at the top of the castle section is probably one of my favourites. Here comes Henke. It's just got so many great camera angles back here. And they are racing. Niels Hendrick's out! Please. Oh, no. No, 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 no. What is going on? Niels Hendrick in the Mercedes is out. It's another safety car. It's another safety car. Do the drivers pit? I've got a feeling Panda will. It's going to. B. Wright's pitted. The two Red Bulls are double stacking. That is unbelievable. Wrights is going in. Is Panda going to lose time here? He is. It's timed well. It's timed good. Not to perfection. Is Panda going to lose a position though as the two Red Bulls go on to fresh mediums? Is Panda going to come out behind Super Turbo? He is! Oh, he lost the position to Super Turbo. B. Wright is now the front runner of the freshest tyres. Oh, Jack, I'm gutted. 10 minutes to go till the match, still 13 laps to go. I'm probably going to get to the game about 15 minutes in. I can live with that. I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't know the race had restarted. Tyres is going around the outside of the Aston Martin and Mad G. Merckx in the Williams is there. He's going to try and cut down the inside of the Aston, but pulls out. That's the type of driver Merckx is. Very clean, respectful, and his race IQ is right up there. Panda has just been overtaken by Super Turbo in the Haas. Does Panda have damage for him to be getting overtaken by a Haas? There must have been something that happened there, but here comes Panda in the Red Bull to try and get that position back off the Haas. CPI Henke still chasing down Dennis, who's led the majority of this race since lap 1. Dennis has pretty much led from the start. He's done an incredible job of fending off these two McLarens who are now attacking him again. Remember, these are on older tyres, same as Maximot. B-Right will look at challenging the sister car of Fanfiners. He's going to go to the left-hand side, and the Red Bull driver of B-Right is through. He now has Maxi in his sights. Surely he can't go for the double overtake as he goes down in towards turn 1. Roix is through on Fanfiners down the inside. The two Dutch drivers wheel to wheel, and nearly clatters into B-Right as well. Back down the inside, Fanfiners leaves him the space, maybe too much space. Fanfiners being too generous there with the opening. You can see the type of driver Fanfinus has evolved into, and he's trying to leave space, but in doing so has left too much space, clattered into the wall, and nearly destroyed his own front wing. So a time and a place, really, and very unlucky because you could see what his intentions were there. Well done, fam. Henke on the back of Dennis. The two McLarens still chasing down that Ferrari. They have shrugged off the Mercedes of T-Tail Nick with 10 laps to go. Merckx, yeah. Go on, Merckx. Oh, that was close by T-Tail Nick through there. Here comes B-Right on the back of Maximot. Remember, on them fresher medium tyres, they are going to be rapid. Roix and B-Right are going to be flying. Panda is being held up by Fanfinus in the Alpha Tauri. He is not going to be happy with this. I think it was the Alpha Tauri that got past him, not the Haas, maybe. Oh no, he is back through past the Haas already. And now he's got the Alpha Tauri to deal with, and later on the brakes goes Panda. Fanfinus will try to switch back, but just doesn't have the pace to compete with that Red Bull. He is in the slipstream though, but look at that, the straight line speed. Fanfinus is coming back. This is unbelievable. Fanfinus in the slipstream, and so does the Alpine of Thijs Tiesta as well, who goes through. Thijs and Fanfinus are back through on Panda, and I tell you what, the Norwegian driver of Panda 200 Junior is going to be fuming at this point. He's not going to be happy with the way his race is panning out at the moment. Here comes Super Turbo as well. The Haas driver on the Alpha Tower as they go up the DRS straight towards turn 1. B-Right is through on Maximoc. The Ferrari lingers on the back of that Red Bull. He's going to try and go around the outside. Backs out. Panda is through. And Super Turbo still trying to attack. Fanfinus is down in P11. Thijs Tiesta in the Alpine. Got that Red Bull all over the rear diffuser as they go down towards turn 3 and 4. Oh, they've collided. They are round. And how did Panda... Hold on! Thijs is out. Oh, God. Fourth safety car. Fourth safety car. Oh, God. Safety car is out, and I tell you what, this has saved the old tyre runners. Dennis, Henke, Senjo, T-Tail Nick, and Maxi Block, even Fanfinus, can all now pit for fresh tyres. But B-Right will be your race leader now. Nine laps to go. There will be no interviews at the end of this race. The McLarens are going to have to double stack. He's trying to open up a gap, but he's going to lose a position here. Senjo is going to lose a position. B-Right does stay out, and the two McLarens are double stacking. He is. He's going to lose a position. He could potentially lose two. He's being held up. He's been held up even longer. Senjo could lose 2 positions here. Henke's come out. Dennis is... There's only... Be right paid. Be right paid. Oh my god. Panda stayed out on them old mediums. He's now your race leader. Merckx in the Williams is up to P2. And Panda will love the fact that he's got a little bit of a safety net with that Williams behind. But Sendro has ended up behind Nick, behind B-Right, behind Roy Capens, and behind Maximok, all the way down in P9. That double stack could not have gone any worse for the McLaren driver. Safety car is in this lap. So Panda will lead on them old mediums. The safety car is in, and we have 7 laps to go here in Baku. Panda will get us underway. Look at that, Williams just on the tail, and he goes, he backs him up into the Ferrari and goes. Super Turbo goes into the pit lane. Dennis will want to disband of that Williams as quickly as possible. Henke is right on the tail of the Scuderia as to go down towards turn 2. Dennis, who's been unbelievable this Grand Prix, is having to do it all over again. Henke right on the tail. Here comes Dennis, and he's going to make the move on the Williams as long as he can get through, and Merckx holds up the rest of the clan, and there goes Henke. What a move from the McLaren. And now TTL Nick will struggle to get through the Williams because it's very difficult to overtake coming through sector 2. B Right and the Aston Martin of Roix still scrapping. TTL Nick will look for a move on the Williams. Is he going to try and go for it? He does lunge down the inside, and Merckx is still there as they go down towards the castle section. And Merckx into the castle section. Oh, there's a huge crash. And that is Roix in the Aston Martin that is round. Oh, that was nearly a good 360. Super Turbo is too far back to collide with him. B Right is finally from Merckx as well. Maximock has lost quite a lot of time. Wow, it is all drama here. So Panda does lead on 7 lap-old tyres, and Dennis is going to make this look easy. The Ferrari driver of Dennis. Does Panda have damage? He looks very slow, and here comes Henke. Henke is going to go for the double overtake. The McLaren driver, the Red Bull, the McLaren, the Ferrari, down towards turn 1 they go. Here comes the Mercedes and the Red Bull. B Right down the inside. And TTL Nick, wheel to wheel down towards turn 2. The Red Bull does have more of the pace. And TTL Nick just having to back out there. I tell you what, Merckx is still in P6. What a drive from the Williams. Dennis leads to Henke to Panda. They've got a nice gap now to the other Red Bull of B Right. Sendro needs to get past this Williams, and he got a really good exit. The McLaren of Sendro is going to try and go later on the brakes, backs out. Good driving because he could have been very impatient there. The Williams has gone into the wall. Merckx is out. Ugh. Safety car. One of the worst races I've ever watched. 5 safety cars in 20 laps around Baku. It's just awful. Just what a waste. And it's not the driver's fault, it really isn't, because you do crash, it does happen. It's just the safety car just does not need to come out every single crash. It's going to be a sprint to the finish in this Grand Prix though. I was hoping for like no safety cars and just to quickly get to the end of the race. And I was hoping to sort of get to the match as quick as possible, but this is just crazy. 5 safety cars. We've literally had, I think at most, we've had 3 consecutive laps of racing at most. Every time DRS has been enabled, the safety cars come out that lap. Like the whole race has been behind the safety car. Yeah, Baku is awful. Yeah, Mercs, to be honest, Mercs, it's not your fault. Crashes happen. It's not the driver's fault. Crashes happen. It's the fact that the safety car comes out every single incident. Even if you lose a front wing, the safety car comes out. But I also agree with you, Mercs. The faster drivers are so aggressive when it comes to overtaking. We have tried to speak to drivers about doing that. Like Senjo, when he went to overtake you, he backed out even though he could have lunged, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. But a lot of the drivers will just lunge and expect you to yield because they're on fresher tyres, which isn't fair on you, to be honest. Yeah, they were trying to overtake. They just wanted you to get out of the way, and that's not how it's supposed to be. You're racing there for points for Williams at the end of the day, and they know it's realistic performance. So you're not in an equal car. So you're trying to do your own race and get a point and get 2 points. You know what I mean? So. So Dennis will lead the way. Panda is going to be on very old medium tyres. When the safety car goes in, there is going to be 3 full laps, and the last lap will be DRS. No more safety cars. They can't possibly physically be anymore. I just want to get to the game. Oh my god, Real could have scored. I need to get to this match. Oh, I can't believe it. You're not kidding me. Are you kidding me? Travis Pastrana, are you kidding me? Oh god. So here we go. It will be 3 laps to go. Here in Baku, Dennis will lead the 4th safety car restart out of 5. And off we go, and TTL Nick will look for the move, but B-Right is staying in front for now. Maxi block on Mad G, lunges down the inside. The 2 Aston Martins go wheel to wheel. Mad G's into the wall. Super Turbo gets caught up, and Roy squeezing his own teammate. Kim tries to turn in, collides with the Ferrari, nearly takes out Royks. It is collisions galore at the back of this grid. B-Right on the tail of his teammate. Do the Red Bulls swap places? Mad G and Super Turbo trading places. Do the Red Bulls think tactically here? Panda is losing so much time to the front too. Royks is through on Kim. He is through. Here comes Super Turbo and Mad G as well. Senjo as they go through the castle section. And Henke is looking for that move. Are the Red Bulls gonna swap positions? Do they trade? We're about to find out. Here comes B Right. He's so much quicker, so much fresher, but he's got a lot to do now to catch up to the front two. Here comes Henke chasing down that Scuderia. And look at the battle here in the midfield. Here comes Panda, here comes Nick. The Red Bull, the Mercedes clatters into the back of him. Here comes the McLaren of Senjo as well to make the move on TTL. Nick in towards turn 2, wheel to wheel. They go side by side on lap 25 of 26. Senjo was not able to make it stick. B Right is 2 seconds behind the front two. Goes deep into the corner. He's on for a podium. Look at this DRS train. Henke, he's got to be eyeing Dennis up here. He's got to be waiting for that perfect opportunity. Oh! Henke just clattered into the wall at the castle section, and he is very lucky to come out of that without wing damage. Oh, the McLaren getting all squirrely. So what does Henke do? Does he go for the move? He's got to think tactically now as they go on to the very final lap of this Grand Prix. And Henke is going to stay behind. Dennis has got to do something. DRS enabled for the very final lap. Panda's there. TTL Nick. Here comes Senjo down the inside. The McLaren on the Mercedes. The Ferrari's there as well. The Ferrari's clattered in to the Mercedes. The McLaren swoops on through, and the Scuderia down the inside of turn 2 will try and make the move. Squeezes the Mercedes. And here come the Red Bulls. Remember, Panda will have DRS. Henke is bidding to win this Grand Prix. The McLaren driver, could it be his second win of the season after switching from Alpine to McLaren halfway through this campaign? In towards turn 5 and 6. So Dennis does lead to Henke, who is right on his tail. Could Dennis possibly hold him off as they come up the castle section? So do the Red Bulls. To the top of the hill they go. Look at this DRS train. I tell you what, B Right is the leader of that DRS train. He could find himself without a podium to the line. This is going to be so close here in Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's going to end with a bang. Here comes the Red Bull of B Right. I tell you what, Panda needs to hold the other two up for his teammate. Here comes Dennis. Here comes Henke on the very final lap of this Grand Prix here in Azerbaijan. He's going to have that DRS. When does it deploy? The rear wing is open. The Ferrari's used all of his battery. Here comes the McLaren down towards the line. The Ferrari wins. Here comes the Red Bull of B Right. His teammate is coming. His teammate is coming. His teammate gets him. His teammate pinches that podium right on the line by less than 0.2 of a second. And Panda on 14 Lapo mediums has taken the podium away from his own teammate there on the line. That is incredible. Let's quickly go through the standings, guys. We are not doing interviews. There you have it. On the top step is Dennis. Well played. What a race. How he was not caught by Henke at the end there is incredible. 2 Norwegians on the podium. The final standings, there you have it. Dennis in the Ferrari takes the race victory. An incredible Grand Prix. Henke in the McLaren takes P2 and the fastest lap. And Panda from pole position takes the podium after just pipping his teammate to the line. B Wright in P4, Senjor P5, Maxi P6, TTL Nick P7, Fanfinis P8, Roix P9 and Super Turbo in P10. Maggi in the Aston Martin in P11. What a great drive from him. And Kim in the Haas in P12. My driver of the day, I'm going to go for... I don't actually know. Let me just take a screenshot of this. I need to go anyway because the match is on. Thank you so much for tuning in and bearing with this race. Driver of the day, I'm going to give it to Fanfinis. I think he drove a great race in that AlphaTauri, did great battles, great strategies, and managed to get points for the AlphaTauri team. So Fanfinis will get driver of the day. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good evening, and we will see you at the weekend.